Hi guys and ladies, it's too cold and ugly outside for fishing today, and the ice is too thin to walk on, so let's have some fun inside making a meal that nearly everyone loves, flautas. There are recipes galore for these tasty rolled up delights. They're also called taquitos. We're going to try to make them low carb. I'm going to make my first pan right here off the I need to get started on this recipe right away. You see, I'm making dinner not just for me and a guest, but for some of her students. Well, I'm nervous. This is like cooking for 4 expert restaurant and food critics. We can't just eat flautas. We have to have a side or two, so let's get started on one. I gotta show you guys this. I'm making Pico de Gallo, and I'm using 8 plum tomatoes or Roma tomatoes. I'm gonna chop this end off, and I'm gonna stand it on its newfound feet. And then I'm going to cut it vertically like that in half. Then I'm going to put those 2 halves like that. Then I'm going to make slices downward, sort of like cutting an onion. Now we just have to go crossways. And look, it works. No one seems to agree on the origins of the words Pico de Gallo. It means the beak of a rooster. Maybe they say Pico de Gallo because, you know, a rooster can hurt when it bites you. And this has a little sting in it, you know. It's just a little spicy. Picante. Let's get this all in a bowl. Now, I finely chopped 1/2 of a white onion, so let's add it. I chopped it myself. Look how fine it is. I'm so proud of myself. If you don't like cilantro, I don't know what to suggest. Maybe parsley. You would never make a good Mexican. Here, I'm going to put most of this in here, almost a 1/2 cup. I'm going to reserve a little for later. Here's where the picante comes in. These are 2 jalapeno peppers that I seeded and chopped finely. Juice of 1 lime. Now a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. It has to be kosher. Now we're going to just mix this well. I'm going to taste this for salt. Perfect. Perfect. Don't touch anything. I'm going to make this again because it's so easy and it's so delicious. I'm going to keep it in the fridge for a couple of hours and get on with our flautas. Look what I found for this recipe. Already cooked chicken in a bag. I was going to get rotisserie chicken, but I didn't want to fool with the bones. And look, 2 9-ounce bags of prepared cooked chicken. Let's just shred it up. I'm so anxious. Let's see what we have in these bags. Reminds me of chicken in a can. But look at the grill marks. You think those are real or fake? Let's shred it up more. Have you ever used these chipotle chilies in adobo sauce? They're really, really great. I've got some open and I'm going to chop up a couple. So let's just mix this really well. I've got some low-carb tortillas here. I wanted another brand that was even lower in carbs, but it didn't arrive in time. And here I've got some cheese, and it's time to assemble our flautas. I've watched 37 separate videos on flauta making. Here's what I've learned. You put this in the microwave for 11.5 seconds, maybe 12, and put 2 scant tablespoons of our chicken mixture on it. That's all. You don't want too much. Then to that you add 1 heaping tablespoon of our cheese mixture. You put it on the lower part, and then you just roll this very tightly, and always keep the seam side down. Maybe you don't need toothpicks then, you see? And there it is, a flauta. Here are those flavorful flautas, and before I fry them up, let's make guacamole. Let's add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, some ground pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, Here's a tablespoon or two of the leftover cilantro. Remember the cilantro? Let's put in about 4 tablespoons of these chopped red onions. Let's put in diced green chilies, the whole can. I drained them. About a teaspoon of lime juice. Here's a dozen grape tomatoes that I chopped up. I love tomatoes in my guacamole. This is optional, but I like to add a tablespoon or so of sour cream to my guacamole. This is optional too, but I have that Mexican cheese blend. It bulks it up, and I think it adds something nice to it. Oh, the onion comes through. I've been tasting this guacamole. It's delicious. I mean, it's so rich and creamy and delicious. I'm going to put it in the fridge and then start frying up our flautas. I'm very nervous, as usual. I'm going to use the tongs and put these seam side down. I have about a ½ inch of oil in this skillet. I'm so nervous. It's been 2 minutes on that side. Let's turn them over. It looks good. Let's go another 2 minutes. It's been 2 minutes on side 2. Let's see. Oh, yes. I'm going to put them here on this cutting board that I've lined with paper towels. Let's complete this job and we'll plate them up. I have this stuff called crema. I found it in Walmart and I put it in this handy bottle. And this is avocado sauce I got on Amazon. Let's put them on top. And maybe we'll put some of that Pico de Gallo on top too. As I hinted earlier, my dinner guest is the famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks. But this time, she's bringing 3 of her students from the Culinary Arts Institute. You know, though, we've been dating for decades, but she doesn't seem interested in marrying me. But I've been reading that often a woman will take much more interest in a guy when she realizes that other ladies find him attractive. And I wonder if there's a way I could make her, I don't know, a bit jealous? It's my great privilege to introduce to you tonight the famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks, and thank you so much for accepting my dinner invitation tonight here at my fragile, flimsy fixer-upper. And thank you, too, for bringing some of your advanced students along, and you had a chance to promptly, pleasurably polish off my flautas with guacamole and Pico de Gallo, and you know, I'm anxious to know what you thought of them.
Well, they were very, very good. I enjoyed them. The chicken taste was good, and the shell was nice and crispy, but easy to eat.
I had lovely cheese inside.
Yes, everything was great.
Oh,
and the Pico de Gallo and the guacamole were both wonderfully prepared.
Thank you so much. Miss G. Oh, I can call you Lulu now. Do you mind if I get some feedback from your students?
Not at all.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, here we are with Rosy Cheeks, and you've been a student of Miss Lulu for many years. And is it true that you purposely flunked the final exam each year so that you could stay in her class longer? Well, that's the word. I happen to know that she intends to make you a teacher's assistant soon. But, you know, I need to ask you, how did you like the flautas?
Oh, I thought they were really good. They were delicious.
Oh, thank you.
And you had no idea that they were low carb if you tasted them.
They were low carb. Thank you for reminding me about that.
So they didn't even taste it.
And the Pico de Gallo was
Oh, yeah, so fresh and delicious. It was all
guacamole.
All very, very good.
Rosie, don't forget that we have a deal, remember? Tell Miss Cheeks Juanello is really good looking.
You're forgetting your end of the deal.
Oh. All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, here we are with Chicky Cheeks. You remember the 2013 bass fishing champion, I think it was? Yes, 2013. And Lake Catch a Big One tournament. That was very good. You won that, hands down. And how did you like my flautas?
They were very good.
Oh, thank you. And the Pico de Gallo and
Yeah,
the
it was all
guacamole.
really good.
Oh, thank you so much. And,
Ate a lot of it.
oh, thank you. Hey, don't forget to tell Miss Lulu Cheeks. Oh, tell her Mr. Juanello is a real charmer.
All right, I will.
Goodbye. Well, here we are now with Miss Ruby Cheeks, and you're a student of Miss Lulu Cheeks, and I think you won last year's 2018 bluegill tournament on Lake Catch a Big One. Do you recall? Yes, I do. And you had a chance to partake of my flautas, and what did you think of them?
They were good.
Oh, thank you so much. Ruby, we still have a deal, right? Don't forget, Mr. Juanello is so cute. You can leave. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, Rosie, you're back, and you had the last chance to speak with Miss Cheeks, and did she mention anything about marriage?
Yeah, you know, she said you're too irresponsible with money.
Oh. Thanks a lot.